What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont Economic Realtor. Hope you're doing well. In a lot of my most recent videos, I've talked about buyers in the price range of 600,000 to about $1 million, 900,000 or so. That move up buyer price range, where a lot of people would sell their first starter home and move into a bigger home as their family expands and they need more space for their kids. And I've talked about how personally I've seen a lot of those buyers start to fade away over the past few months, but I have only really talked subjectively about that buyer pool and about what's going on in that aspect of the market, and I haven't really looked at the data. I've really theorized that that is part of what's affecting the median home price is a lack of sales in that category. And I wanted to try to find some data to see what's going on with inventory in that category, what has happened over the past year, and try to use month supply information to help us understand what's happening really across the different sectors of the housing market, at least here in my market in the northwestern Vermont region, which is Chittenden County, Grand Isle County, and Franklin County. So I use data for those three counties. I do service more counties than that, but the reason why I use those three counties is because that's the data that MVBR uses, the Northwestern Vermont Board of Realtors. So looking at their chart here, this is the month supply of inventory. As you can see, it's very low, 1.2. Where a healthy market, a balanced market is around 5 to 6 months supply of inventory. So with inventory being so low, even though demand is low, this would still be considered a seller's market just based on the month supply of inventory. You can see the graph below here. Back in 2009, month supply was at around 15, or more than that, probably around 17 months at its peak, which is the month supply, as it says right here. Inventory of homes for sale at the end of a given month divided by the average monthly pending sales of the last 12 months. So they take the average number of homes to go under contract throughout the trailing 12 months and divide that by the active homes on the market, which is roughly a ratio between the buyers and sellers out there, is really what this indication is. The larger the number, the more sellers there are relative to buyers. The smaller the number, the more buyers there are relative to homes on the market. So what I did is I broke this down into categories. Now, I couldn't use pending sales because I couldn't, with the tools that I have, I can't go back and see what homes went under contract in each month. But I did something very similar where I took the average number of sales throughout 2022 in different price ranges. I used under 300,000, between 300,000 and 600,000, between 600,000 and a million, and then a million plus in the area that I service. And I looked at the number of closed sales in each month, added that up, divided by 12 to get an average number of homes sold per month in each category. And then I looked at how many homes are active on the market right now to try to give us an idea of where the month supply of inventory is coming from. With what I've been theorizing, I would expect a larger month supply of inventory in the 800,000, that the 600 to $1 million category, that move up buyer category. But that's not what I found. What I found was not surprisingly around the median price point between 300,000 and 600,000, where the median sales price is right around 400,000, has been floating around there for the past year. The month supply of inventory is at 0.65 months. So, just over a half month supply of inventory. Last year, throughout 2022, we sold about 85 and a half homes per month in this category, and there are only 56 active homes in this price range on the market. This is right around the median price point. So, as expected, very tight inventory. Rates are higher, so more people are choosing to purchase homes that are a little bit more affordable or really just within their budget. So that's what we see in that category. Now in the $600 to $1 million category, what we see is there are sold an average of 33.8 homes per month in this category in 2022, and there are 29 homes active on the market. So right now we have 0.85 months supply of inventory. And if we go back to the chart here of months of inventory, you can see the average, or where we're at right now in December, the most recent data is 1.2. So both of these numbers are below the month supply of inventory in general. So really, I was mistaken when I said that, you know, inventory is growing, and their homes is growing in that $600 to $1 million category, and the number of transactions is slowing there because the buyer pool is slowing down. As you can see, we're still undersupplied in that $600 to $1 million category here in Vermont, which is not what I was expecting to find, but it is what I found. It is what I found in the data here. So now when you go to the ends of the spectrum here in my region with the $1 million plus category, we have 3.44 months of supply of the $1 million plus homes. Now we sell a lot less homes in that $1 million, or in the over $1 million price point. We sell about 5.8 homes per month, and there's 20 homes active on the market. So, hardly, there's not that many people transacting at that price point. But at the same time, I would argue that the lake frontage, I'll have to go back and look, but there's not many lakefront homes on the market right now, and there's still a lot of buyers looking for lake frontage. But over $1 million not on the lake, that there's just less buyers in that buyer pool. So that inventory is not as big of an issue for the $1 million plus price range. I would argue, especially not on the lake. Now, where we see the largest month supply is the under $300,000 price point. And this, I guess I'll say the stats first, and I'll go into why. Around 30 homes per month are sold in this category, are sold for under $300,000 in my region. There are currently 143 active listings for under $300,000 here in Vermont, or in the region I service, which is about 4.76 months supply of inventory. Now, these homes are below the median, pretty far below the median price point. And a lot of these properties are fixer-uppers. A lot of them can't get traditional financing because they just need too much work, and they're not habitable. And this is where we're seeing the largest supply of homes, which is surprising to me. My guess is that people are looking to take advantage of what's still a hot market and sell their distressed property without doing too much work to it, and try to give it to somebody who can flip it or make it better and improve upon it in some way. So I guess what is the advantage of this data? What I would say is that the biggest, probably where you're going to find the most desperate sellers. Now, you'll be able to find motivated sellers if you're a purchaser, in all of these categories. In the, regardless, there's going to be homes that have been on the market for a little while. There's going to be sellers that are ready to sell. Maybe the home is vacant. I can think of a few properties right now that come to mind in the $300,000 to $600,000 price point, where there are homes that have been on the market for well over a month, going on 2 months now, that are vacant, and the seller is probably pretty motivated to get rid of that property. But I think you'll find more motivated sellers in that under $300,000 price point. And if you are somebody who is motivated, is somebody who is handy or has resources and the means to fix up a property and get that $200,000 property to a $400,000 quality, and then resell that back onto the market, I think that's a good opportunity, because again, we're just so undersupplied in that $300,000 to $600,000 price point. But even if there's a good opportunity in that $300,000 to $600,000 price point, and you think you can renovate it and flip it, or improve the property into the $600,000 to $1 million price point, again, there's such a lack of supply in both of these categories right now, based on the month's inventory, based on the data that I gathered, essentially the ratio of closed sales to active homes on the market, that I think there's still opportunity out there. Now we'll have to keep watching the market. I mean, as of right now, there's still interest rates obviously have gone up over the past year, but there's still enough buyers out there to satisfy the demand and to keep inventory tight. If demand starts to settle down a little bit and inventory starts to grow, then that month's supply in these different categories will start to expand, and there'll be more opportunities for you as a purchaser, and it'll become more difficult for you as a seller to sell this property either as a flip or if you're just thinking about moving. So let me know what you guys think. This is data that I gathered on my own. So I don't have a link for you folks in the description, but leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Would love to know your thoughts on this. All my contact information is listed below. If you are interested in selling or purchasing a home here in Vermont, I would be happy to help you. And feel free to reach out privately as well. If you don't want to leave a public comment, feel free to text me, call me, shoot me an email. Would love to know your thoughts. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right.